Hey guys, welcome to Judge Jodi, Paxton Road's Premier League Player Ratings show. I'm back, guys. It's been a while, but I'm back. And guys, honestly, I don't even know if I really want to be back right now. Spurs is not making me happy right now. But someone who's making me happy, joining me tonight, I have the one and only Sean, Hotspur Hurley, Sean, Tottenham to Fossey, 61. How are you, Sean? Are you feeling more sprightly and into life other than Spurs than I am, or what's going on?
Probably the highlight of my Tottenham life recently was meeting your good self and your good husband
Oh, yeah.
at the stadium at Brighton at half-time
That's
last
good
week.
times. That's good times.
And I'm still amazed at how we won that game. But
Oh,
I think
mate.
I think all the good luck that we had that day was expelled. Was more than amply removed by what happened on Saturday just gone. So.
Do you know what? Fun fact, every time I'm at the stadium, Son scores a goal. So I think the last 3 or 4 times I've been to the new stadium, Son scored. So
and it was a classic. It was a classic too.
It was he just wrapped it out, didn't he? He just wrapped it. He wrapped it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good goal. But yeah, Spurs are back to their Spursy ways, aren't they? Can you cast your mind back to Saturday, and what are you thinking about the game? I mean, I think we all know how we feel, but any positives to pick out?
We started quite well.
Yeah, we did.
And it's like it seems that all it needs for us to fall apart is for something positive to happen, and that involved taking the lead.
We should have shut that game down in the first 20 minutes. We had all the power. We were playing really, really well, as we typically do in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes of a game. And we were on top, and we should have just shut it down, got 2 goals in, and it would have just quietened them down. And I think we would have taken the game. But as we always do, we don't capitalize on the good form.
And in the end, we got exactly what we deserved.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I think so. Yeah,
nothing. We were poor.
Losing points, dropping down the table. We won't be in Europe soon. It's just depressing. It's just depressing, Sean. But yes, we will get into our ratings. Do we have to? Do we have to get into the ratings?
Well, before let's start on a very positive note. On this very day, also a Monday, 1961, our club clinched the league in what was the season that they went on to win the double, 1961. It was so long ago, I wasn't even born. I was minus about 4 weeks away, But when my dad travelled up on the back of a motorbike on a cold Monday night to watch Spurs beat Sheffield Wednesday 2-1, he said it was so cold that when he got back, and it was like a 120-mile round trip not in the same road networks that we have nowadays. He said that the guy that was driving the bike had to literally tip him off the bike because his legs were sort of like frozen solid. So God knows, but yes, wow. I have a link to that team, be it that my father saw us clinch the title. I didn't even see us win the cup because I arrived the week after we won the cup, but at least we were league and cup holders when I was born. So
yay, that's something, right?
I couldn't really support anyone else, could I?
No, that was your destiny.
So this day we won. This day, 1961, we won the league.
Wow. Well, I mean, I don't even know.
And I don't think I'm going to see
us. About that.
I
don't think. Yeah, I was going to say I don't think
lifetime.
I'm ever going to see it in my lifetime.
I'm 62 coming up, and I can't see it happening.
Oh dear. I don't think it's ever going to happen, is it? All
If we
right,
do,
Sean.
there'll probably mass coronaries amongst the Spurs fan base.
All right. Let's get into this. Big shout out to everyone who's in. Juice Nuts, hi buddy. Haven't seen you. I know I have abandoned you. I have abandoned you. Did I do a Levy special? Yes, I probably did. I'm sorry about that, but I'm back. I'm back. And if you can put your ratings in, Juice, if anyone else is following along, watching along, put your ratings in with Sean and I, and we'll have a chat about that as well. Um, now we know why we're doing this, Sean. Oh, Sean, you need an exorcism apparently. So
I misread that. So it's execution. I was going to actually say, all right, fair enough. Just make it painless, you know.
all right. Well, something that's probably not going to be painless is this ratings for these cats that we've got to do, unfortunately. I think we should just get straight into it, Sean. What are we saying? Let's talk about Hugo. Okay, 5 and a 5, probably starting out quite easy in the grand scheme of things when it comes to ratings. From my perspective, he had a good save. I think in the first half, that really good save off Taverna, I think was kind of decent. We weren't like all hiding behind our sofas at sort of what a Hugo could typically do in a situation like that. Or I wasn't anyway. But I think he could have done better for the other goals personally, and just I don't know. It's we've spoken about it numerous times. I think it's time for him to go. He's not captain material for us. He's just not showing up. He's not stepping up when we need him. He should be calling out orders and really trying to drive the team when they sit back like they do. And I haven't seen it. Typically, hadn't seen it from him. So yeah, a 5 is just a kind of standard. He did his job. He didn't do any unforced errors or anything to kind of cost us the game, other than sort of not saving those 2 goals at the end. But that's kind of what I'm saying. What are you saying?
Yeah, probably on retrospect, I would actually mark him down just on thinking more
Second
deeply
2
about the game.
goals.
Yeah. I think it. I mean, he did make a very good save in the first half. You're right, when he tipped over the bar. I don't think. I mean, he was let down by his defence for the first goal and possibly for the second goal. He would have, and I don't know whether there was much he could do one-on-one when it came to the third goal, but his footwork is terrible. And a question I put out there to Spurs social media, to Spurs fans everywhere: are we actually worse since he's replaced Forster? I mean, honestly, I do feel that there's certainly against Everton, there's no way we would have been under pressure if Forster was booting the ball up the end of the field like he can do.
Yeah.
His distribution is 110% better than Lloris, and that invites pressure. These players buckle under pressure.
They do.
And the other thing is, and it's a point being made by far more qualified Spurs fans than me, is that he should have been standing up for Davinson Sanchez. He should have said, if you boo him, you should boo the rest of us. It's not good enough to pick on one player. And I do feel,
I agree.
I do feel there's a shade of racism involved in the fact that if it was a white player, he gets away with some of the things that Davinson Sanchez does. And it annoys me intensely that we're booing our players, thinking, it's okay to do that because he's getting paid lots of money. He doesn't set his wages. Tottenham Hotspur do, and he stepped up at the end of last season.
Yeah,
when Romero suddenly disappeared.
Yeah,
he was instrumental in getting us past Arsenal for the top 4 last season. And I just think sometimes Spurs fans need to have a good hard look at themselves. But Lloris, as the captain, should have been calling us out, calling the fans out for the treatment of his mate. That's his mate. He spends all week with him. He's part of the leadership group. And I think Lloris, no.
Yeah, he needs to do as the leader, as the captain, he needs to do a
Yeah,
lot more
he
in
needs
that
to do a
space.
lot more, and I'm terribly disappointed in him. And yes, he needs replaced at the end of the season.
Yep, definitely. Let's hope we've already got someone in mind, but knowing Spurs, probably not. And we'll get on to that Davinson Sanchez piece a little bit later on in the stream, I'm sure, Sean. Right, let's move to Cristian Romero, a 4 and a 4.5. Yeah, again, I just real quickly on the defense, I think they were all pretty shocking on the day. Not his usual self for Romero. Obviously he switched up to the left when Sanchez came on, but that shouldn't have faulted him in any way. He should be used to and be able to play kind of in alternate positions. I think he made that silly error as well, didn't he, just before Bournemouth's final goal, which was just it was just not on from a Romero point of view. And I've been finding lately that he's way out of position a lot. I don't know if that's something that anyone else has noticed or something that he's doing because he's been told to do it, but I feel like he's been sort of quite forward a lot. I don't know if you've noticed, but even like when I was at the game last week, he was like way up near the goal when he shouldn't have been there. Like he was just way out of position. I've noticed that quite a few times from him, so I don't really know what's going on with that. But yeah, a 4 for me.
Yeah, maybe I was being a bit generous with 4.5, to be honest. But that back heel on the edge of our box was a disgrace.
Yeah.
And I do accept, he has been wandering. I mean, having said that, it was him that won the penalty against Everton recently. It was him that was brought down, So
Yeah,
I set the back
that's true.
is in the 6-yard box. But there's, it just speaks volumes to the chaos that is at the club.
Chaos, isn't it?
And it starts, as we know, at Lily Whitehouse with the chief executive. So.
Yep.
I mean, not a great day for Cristian.
Nope. Agree with you there. Right, let's move to Eric. Oh, Eric. 4s all round. There was one nice sliding tackle I saw in the first half. I gave him a bit of credit for that. I noted that down. Other than that, just doing his job basically. But other than that, I did he have something to do with all 3 of those goals? It definitely had something to do with one of them, but I feel like he should have stepped up in terms of that backline role. It's the defense that's our liability. It's shocking. I feel like with Eric as well, and I think I noticed I mentioned this to you last week when I saw you, was around the fact that it's no surprise or no secret that Eric Dier is probably one of the most least favorite members of the Spurs squad at the moment. And you could just notice, like when I was at the crowd last week, that every time he got near the ball and he did something, everyone was just like, oh, and it was just like you have this like hundreds of thousands of people, like just that negative energy just spilling down on the pitch. And I don't know, it's kind of like it's a chicken and egg situation, because yes, Eric Dier needs to step up and he has loads of errors in him. However, when the crowd are not on his back and sort of being negative, then he's going to mess up and he's going to slip up. So I don't know. Personally, he's not good enough. I know that for sure. But I just feel like, I don't know, he gets a lot of stick as well, this guy. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. There is a sharp intake of breath when he gets the ball, but yeah, I mean, he was definitely at fault for the. He has a part. Well, a number of them have a role in Bournemouth's winning goal, but he was brushed aside so easily, and
yeah, he's not good enough. Like he's
not good enough to be a centre back. He's not got the pace. He doesn't read the game as well as he thinks he does, and it just amazes me that he's considered good enough to be, as Jules is alluding to, that there's lots of Twitter
official?
Talk.
Yeah,
that's not
I saw
official.
Something today, but
that's not official. No, that is pure speculation at the moment.
It will be
Um,
official very soon, I'm sure. It's definitely on the
well,
cards.
he's in the last year. He, like Kane, is in the last year of his contract. But you
Yeah.
know, if they want to, if they feel they can sell him, they should sell him. But again, a player who's been held on for too long, and when we had opportunities to get rid of them, we didn't get rid of them because we didn't want to strengthen our rivals.
Hmm.
This is a legacy of Levy suddenly becoming obsessed with selling players to the likes of United in the past or City now, and
Yeah.
them going on from strength to strength. Well, you extract the best price you can. Don't try and take the Mickey, and you go and spend that money on hungry, wanting to get their players. And
Mm.
Levy he's demonstrated he can't do that. He just cannot do that.
No,
It,
he won't do that. He's best friends with these guys, I think, as well. He'd
well,
rather
that's
get
that's
rid
the
of.
other thing. People have reminded me, and I'm not taking any credit for this. How players could go over the head of the coach and go straight to Levy.
Yeah.
It was shown in the All or Nothing
Yeah.
documentary.
Yep. I know.
Levy needs to say, you're not coming to me. If you've got an issue with the coach,
Go
you sort it
directly to
out with the
him.
coach.
Yeah, I agree. It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. Like this guy must be up in Levy's office on a weekly basis
Well,
complaining about
you
the
saw
manager.
Danny Rose, complaining to Jose, and then he said, "Well, I'll go and see Daniel." I mean, you shouldn't even be calling
Yeah.
him Daniel
Yeah.
as a player. It's not. It's not. What are we?
Yeah.
Some kind of you get to a certain level at Tottenham, and you're in this like a narco syndicalist commune that you can call
Mm.
each other by your first name.
Well,
No,
it's what it is, isn't it? It's just a joke. It's an
it's
actual joke. And
too cozy.
until we get these guys out, it's just going to continue.
And
And
the other
and
thing
and
is, I've
we're
been arguing on Twitter with people who want Pochettino to come back,
I
and there's no
know.
doubt about it. It was the most beautiful football under Pochettino. But these players got
I
him the sack.
know. I know.
These players wrapped it.
I know,
If
Sean.
you consider him your friend, what duty of care are you showing to
Yeah.
Pochettino as your friend? And this
Yeah.
is it. It's like
It's going to be a nightmare if Poch comes back.
because he'll have no time. He won't be given any time.
No.
He'll be expected to perform miracles with these players who
Hmm.
clearly
They don't want
cannot
to
do it
leave.
over
They
the
don't
length
want
of
to
the
leave,
season. They don't want
isn't
to
it?
leave.
No.
Comfortable. It's a nice surroundings. They go
Yeah.
in, nice training
They live
ground. They
in
can,
London. They
yeah.
get paid substantial weekly salary. Yeah. Why would you want to leave? David Hall, if Dier gets a contract renewal, I'll go nuts. And yes, I think we're all going to go
I think we're starting
nuts.
to get there already, David. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're already a bit nuts actually with Spurs right now. All right, let's move on. We've got Clement Lenglet, obviously, only played 34 odd minutes before coming off injured. 5 and a 5. I mean, I gave him a 5, probably similar to you, Sean, because he didn't have much of the game to really get rated upon. But I think what I saw from him, he was like one of the best, or probably the best defender on the day from up until that point. I think he had a part to play in the build up to Son's goal as well, which is why I gave him that additional kind of buffer. But I just wish he could have stayed on, to be honest, because obviously we saw what happened with Sanchez coming on, and it just really turned the game around for us. But what do you reckon about Clement?
Yeah, I thought, to be fair, Clement was doing okay.
Mm.
It's obviously clearly a muscle injury, and he couldn't continue. But like you say, he was certainly had a role in the first goal. I think it was his pass to Perisic, which then Perisic passed us on. But
Yeah, that's
I could
right.
be wrong on that. But
No,
I
I
just
think it was.
thought he was the more comfortable of our back three,
Yeah.
and he certainly plays better with Ben Davis outside of him. There's no doubt about it.
Mm.
I think there is, but we have been done by injuries this season. So
Yeah, we have.
But this is yet another one, and we're now going into the three of the toughest fixtures we could possibly ask for. I'm not very optimistic. I can see us getting not a single point out of these three games. But yes, sorry to see him come off, but very, very sad to see how our fans reacted to the substitute that came on.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't matter if he's well paid. It doesn't matter, you do not help a player by hounding him.
And you just don't treat anyone in your squad that way, no matter, regardless of the fact that your own personal feelings towards a player. You just don't do something. You don't boo. I just don't like booing in general. But it's you got to stick up for your team regardless if they're winning or losing.
There's nothing wrong with a communal
behind the
boo.
team. You can have your feelings and your opinions about a person, but not to the extent of what happened. I don't think. It's just shocking behavior, really.
And it's clear, you can see from his whole demeanour, he's nervous.
Yeah,
and
he hasn't played for.
I mean,
how long now? Well,
the one good thing was I don't think he hadn't started a game since October. So what you can't expect him to hit the road when he's getting 10 minutes here and 10 minutes there. Yeah.
But it also turned the whole game around as well. Like it just set the mood, like the whole atmosphere.
Well, I think the game. To be fair, I think the game was on the turn anyway.
Yeah.
But that just, the Spurs fans brought that defeat on themselves, on the club themselves, and they have to be held culpable for what eventually happened at the end. But I'm not having it. I'm not having it. There's an element in our fan base who I wouldn't I wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire, to be fair. But it's not good. It's not good, and I can't. Well, to me, the season's over, and I'm looking forward to August.
Yep, me too. Also for the good weather, hopefully, that we'll have in August.
Yeah, and we're going to get great weather this summer. Yeah.
Right, move on to Pedro Porro. What are we saying? 3 and a 5.5. Yeah, I marked him down for that era. And I'm sorry, but where's my Emerson? Bring Emerson back. Bring him back. Bring my boy back. I'm so scared about.
Sadly, Emerson's still only got 1.5 legs. Jodi.
I know. And
I thought, to be fair, I thought he was, particularly in the second half, he was at the heart of anything good that we did. That's possibly why I gave him 5.5. He did make a massive error.
Well, that's why I marked him down.
But he was passed into into a difficult situation where he was then surrounded by 3 players. He made the wrong decision to try and outrun them.
Yeah.
But he was, that was a pass from Sanchez, which. Put him in a difficult situation too. I think they're equally culpable for that first goal, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I thought as an attacking force, he was much better in the second half than, and that's why I've probably overinflated his score.
I just had to, for me, no excuses for kind of losing the ball the way he did. And I feel like he just gifted the ball to Bournemouth. So I just had to mark him right down, give him a 3. Sorry, Pedro.
But again, our fans have driven him off of social media.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
And that is shocking.
Yeah.
Guys only just got here. He's not been here 12 weeks. And our fans have driven him off of social media.
Yeah.
That is unacceptable. And I am disgusted to be counted amongst Spurs fans today.
Yeah, I agree. There's no excuse for any of that. Have your opinion, have your say but don't go. And also atting players on Twitter or on social media and just actually tagging them in posts and stuff like that. I'm sorry.
There's a good point made on today's View from the Lane, and it says, you send that tweet, it arrives in that person's front room. It arrives at his house. He might be with his family, and he's getting called all sorts of names.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how well paid they are. That is abuse, and you wouldn't do it in the street. you wouldn't do it in the street,
No.
because you know there are laws that prevent you from doing that. And I have no time for it. Yes, players might not be good enough, but if they've been picked by the coach, then you have to back them.
Yeah.
And there's a
You do.
there's a place for a communal boo if they're not trying, if the coach has made daft decisions, which we could, that could come under tonight's discussion. But yeah, it's no, I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
No, I'm with you, Sean. All right, let's move to Ivan Perisic. Got the assist. Maybe I'm a little bit harsh on him. I think it was I think we were saying before we kicked off, didn't we, that he was probably having one of his better days for Perisic, but picked up another assist for Son. So I was really happy with that last week. He picked it up again this week. I think he's crossing, right? I say this time and time again, week in, week out. It's clear that, he has that on point. I think he was a bit unlucky with some of them in the first half. He had quite a few nice crosses that were coming in that didn't pan out. But yeah, I think.
Well, where are our strikers when crosses come in?
That's
interesting stat. The most crosses in a Premier League game ever is Ivan Perisic on Saturday. 19 crosses.
He was going for it, wasn't he? Like there were.
I mean, if he'd a bit of composure, he might have even scored a right-footed volley in the second half, which he managed to fly over while we were trying to chase the game at 2-1 down. But as I say, I feel in the last few games he's fitted in. I don't get the issue between him and Son that people have been talking about, but I think they do have a bit more of an understanding.
Yeah.
And
whatever, if it was something, then they've definitely figured it out, because the last couple of weeks they've been on form together.
Yeah, so. Exactly.
Yeah, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get used to someone new as well.
But anyway, it looks like we won't have. He looks like he's leaving at the end of the season too. So it means we're down to Udogie, the car crasher. as our first choice and only choice left back.
Well, I mean, if what I've seen and read and whatever is to be true, then I'm not upset about that. I'm looking forward to his arrival, but I guess poor guy probably signed on the assumption that we had Antonio Conte, and now he has no idea who's going to be his coach. So yeah, let's see how he performs when he comes in. Right, are you done with Ivan?
Yes.
Oh
no. I have nothing more to say on him. I'm not saying I'm done with him. Perisic, no.
All right, let's go to Skipp. Skipp 4.5 for me. I think he was getting kind of busy on Saturday. I think there's a couple of moments in the first half that I remember he was like really getting stuck in. I think there was like a nice tackle that he did early on that I really liked. I think he also had an attempt at goal, didn't he? He had one shot on target. So, he's trying to get that second goal that he's been probably trying to get for a little while now. But I mean, not the best game for him, but I don't think he was the worst player on the pitch, to be honest, in terms of especially in the midfield. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I like Oliver Skipp. I will go to the ends of the earth to defend our players that have come through our academy, that get into our team, young players who get it. He gets it. He's been with us since he was 9 or something, maybe even younger. I do feel that he plays better in the 3, as does Basuma.
That's not going to happen.
But that's not going to happen this season. We haven't even got Bentancur.
We haven't got a third. Yeah, we haven't got it.
And obviously,
Daddy Saha.
He's he's playing in a team which is lacking confidence, lacking direction, lacking a plan, leadership from the boardroom down to the coaching staff. So not one of his better games, as you say, but it's not on him that we lost that game.
No, I agree. I agree. Let us move to Højbjerg. 3 and a 3.5. I personally didn't really see much of him. Like, um, I think I think he was shocking the week before, and we spoke about that when we met up about the Brighton game. But I feel like he went missing from what I could see. But maybe I just couldn't really see him, and I think we were getting overrun in the middle as we usually are. And I just noticed Skipp was definitely taking a lot more of control on the day. But
I think going back to Brighton, I think he played better in the second half. Højbjerg. I mean, he obviously had the assist for the Kane goal, and he was pushed further forward. But no, and I do have this issue because to see what Højbjerg does, you do need to be in the stadium. So I was watching on TV, and I
yeah,
don't
you
think
can't see
TV
much, can you?
is his best friend. But
Yeah.
no, like you said, I saw nothing, no leadership, no direction, lots of backwards and sideways passes, which if it was done by a certain H Winks would have been, he would have been slaughtered.
Yeah.
But no, he was poor, and I don't know whether I'd want to keep him now.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
wow. That's a
I
big
never.
statement to make, Sean.
I mean, I've been one of his biggest defenders because
That's why I'm saying
yeah.
I'm surprised by
But I'm
this.
not sure I want to keep him now. And there's a long
Surprised by
list.
this.
I mean, I'm hoping that on Paxton Road we're going to go and do a sort of
Oh, yeah.
a sell keep
Get rid of the deadwood.
bench,
Yeah.
assessment of the squad at
It's
the
going
end
to
of the
be a
season.
pretty short show because just get rid of everyone.
Well, no, I think certainly if we get a few people on to discuss it, I think it'll be interesting to see
I'm
the
joking.
differences. Yeah, but it's it was not a great day. I mean, it was bad for Skipp, but it was dreadful for Højbjerg. And I've just seen a clip of him, a whole series of backwards and sideways passes, and then the first time he does a forward pass, it goes straight to a Bournemouth player. And I just thought that kind of summed your day up, didn't it, Pierre?
He does seem to lose control of the ball quite a bit. I have noted that. Oh, Højbjerg, yeah. I mean, we just need upgrading all over the place, don't we?
Yep.
All right. Oh, and speaking of, I'm not saying we need to upgrade this one, but recent performances. Oh, Sean Decky. He's just not on form, is he?
No,
Our
I
beloved
don't
man.
know. I don't know whether he's been found out or whether it's he's that injury that he suffered
Could be the injury.
sort of in the autumn is taking longer to recover from. But he's
No
I mean
shots on
I
target.
like him, but I mean it was
No
a bit
shots on target.
it was a bit shambolic towards the end of the season. No shots on target.
His
I want him to
crossing
take more
in the first
shots.
half his
I want him
crossing
to
was
take more
terrible.
shots. Last
Crossing was
season, he was
terrible.
hammering them in, cutting
Yeah.
inside and just, near post, far post, top corners. What,
Yeah. He was being very creative, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But it's just, yeah, I don't know. I just really, it's kind of, is it the inconsistency thing of younger players that I've mentioned before? Like,
Maybe.
we can't expect him. He is still young. He does look pretty. I think he looks a lot older than what he is. I think he's
He's
only
only
22.
22.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's only
22.
22. And, the expectations of coming in and doing what he did last
Mm,
season, we all kind of maybe put him on a higher pedestal than maybe
mm.
he is at. And I don't know, but I'm upset that he's not been able to kind of make much of a mark this season.
And I think he
Um,
works better with Emerson Royale too.
oh,
I think they're as the season went on, their relationship was developing, and obviously he got an
yeah, that's true.
injury, and then
Yeah.
Royale gets an injury, and I don't think there's quite the sort of symbiosis with
With
Porro and
Porro, yeah. Maybe it's
um,
again, maybe they just need time, like
and
Son
I think
and
he misses his
Perisic.
mate Rodrigo too.
Well, that's another thing because we always perform when both of them are on the pitch, isn't it? Like I think we always have amazing games when both of them are playing. So could
As
be
the
something
song
to read
goes,
into him.
Rodrigo, he's the reason. We were playing on Wednesdays this season.
We were,
but not
and we
but not
probably
next
never will
season.
again.
Well, no, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't quite go that far.
I'm joking. That's just my Spurs mood right
A
now.
good
I'm sure we'll
appointment
get
in the
back there.
on the bench, and things can turn around really quickly.
I don't even want us to get there next season, to be honest. I mean, I do. I'm not going to turn down Champions League, but like, what are we going to do when we get in? We're not going to do anything.
Well,
We'll be out in the
it's
first.
like my good friend Tom said to me. He said when I asked, I said, had he gone because he goes home and away. I said, had he gone to Sheffield United in the FA Cup? He said, when my football club takes the FA Cup seriously, then I'll take the FA Cup seriously.
Yeah.
So I said, "All right, is that your way of saying no?" He said, "Too bloody right." Yeah. So yeah, he's you know, I think and Tom is even longer in the tooth. He's older than me, and he's seen, he's actually seen us win the league and win things, and as I have during the sort of 70s, 80s. But it's thin gruel, as they would say, if I was being Dickensian.
Thin gruel, and it's getting
thin
thinner.
gruel, yeah. and I don't want any more. I'm not Oliver.
You're not Oliver, no. Sonny boy, Son. Anything good? Anything good to say?
He scored.
He scored! Yay! Because I was oh no, I wasn't this week, was I? It was the week before. Another early goal though from him. You know what? I think I don't know if it's just something I was noticing on Saturday, or I felt like he was doing a good job of like winning the ball back for us on Saturday, like a lot more so than what we've seen recently. So yeah, I don't know. I felt like he was doing kind of a deeper sort of role on Saturday. I think he did lose steam in the second half, I think, along with everyone else. But I was really impressed with the goal that he got in, and I think he had a couple of attempts, didn't he? What was that? 3 or 4.
There was one that Neto tipped over the bar, which was a really good attempt. But after that,
yeah, flat. Second half flat. Like, yeah, it should have been. But then they were all flat in the second half, pretty much. Not all of them. I think you do a couple of standouts, but
he just disappears.
The strikers, the forwards were just not involved. I did put Son back in my fantasy team this week, so I was happy that he scored the goal. I don't know why I did that, because he's not been scoring, but I was happy.
Well,
happy with my
maybe
points.
based on the fact that you saw that wonder strike last week.
That's probably it. I did captain Kane as well, and I was not happy about that. But yeah, I don't know. Anything more to say about Son? Do you think he's coming back?
I think he may need a new coach to come back.
Yeah.
He'll have credit in the bank for what he's done, but this season, too often it's been like playing with 10 men when he's been picked.
Yeah.
Even just the way carrying the ball, traveling, not the same man.
No.
Are you human Son, or are you human Son's brother? To quote a notorious.
But you're going to sing, "Are you human or are you Tony Danza?" Then.
No, that would have been a Sid one, yeah.
All right, Sean. Let us move to Harry Kane. Harry, matching me with a 3. Not a good game, like we were saying. Where was he? Really, I think.
I mean,
2 shots on target. It's not a typical Kane stat that we would like to see. I think every time the ball came to him, I just wasn't coming off, I don't think, for him.
His score, his mark for me was not helped by the curious substitution policy that occurred, where he was put in midfield alongside.
Oh, that was so weird. When I was like, what is going to happen?
Our top striker, you're putting him in mid.
I had no idea what was happening when I saw those substitutions.
I mean, I could understand going to a back 4. I could understand, bringing on Danjuma. But I suppose it is all fine margins, isn't it? We could be saying that We could have had a miracle and won that game 3-2 if Richarlison scores that header.
Mm.
But the difference is the ball went up the other end, and
Yeah.
our
Yep.
defence was AWOL, and they win 3-2. But it's
Mm.
no, not a good day, I'm afraid, for many
No.
players, and Harry is not exempt from that as well. He
No.
was not good.
No. I agree. I agree. All right, let's move to crime of the week. Sean, it is probably no surprise about what crime of the week is. There's probably a couple of things that we could talk about here, but I think first of all, or mostly, I would say, is the fan base for the booing that we spoke about earlier.
Yeah,
Obviously, just not the whole Spurs fan base. Not not calling out everybody here. Everybody's not looked up, but certain members of the Spurs fan base for booing Sanchez off the pitch. I think it just, as we spoke about it, it really cast a pretty negative light on the second half of the game, and obviously was not a nice thing to do for a player that, regardless of your feelings towards him or any of that stuff, you should really be supporting all of your players. We can talk about, performances, but I think actual players and, I think we saw it with Emerson, talking back to my fave
mm.
now these days, Emerson, he was getting booed off the pitch, even booed on the pitch, I think, at certain times.
Yeah, there was a
This
substitution. He was
season
moved onto
or
the field. Yeah,
start of the season, it's just not called for, really.
And the thing is, the real villain, of the malaise that is Tottenham Hotspur, was sitting in his seat
Yeah, I know,
in the
wasn't he?
director's box,
Yeah.
and he got off relatively scot free. I think on the TV, I only heard one round of get
Yeah.
Levy out.
Yeah.
That was the time to let it was all they're all brave the week before when the man was out in the Far East somewhere, probably clinching another F1 deal. But when he was actually there, he should have been taunted from the minute Bournemouth equalised
Yeah.
till the point when they won the game. He got off lightly, and I'm sorry, calling for Pochettino is not the own that people think it was. Get the true villain, the true
Yeah.
architect of the demise of Tottenham Hotspur in the last 4 years. Make him feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Make him feel uncomfortable, and the
Mhm.
fan base again. They have options, and they chose the wrong option. Booing a
Yeah.
player doesn't help a player, and
No.
letting Levy off doesn't help.
Yeah. No, you definitely summed it up. Summed it up well. Sean, anything else to call out? You probably want to
Crime of the
call out the
week.
manager.
Crime of the week
Goes in
is
there.
the
Stellini.
continuation of Stellini.
Yeah.
How anyone can justify that decision to remove
Mm,
Conte and leave the rest of his, is
doesn't really make
beyond me.
much
And
sense
he'll
because
never, and we all know it was done. In the end, it has to be done by Levy. But he'll never justify that. He'll never come to public and say it's because it
I
will
didn't have
just
to
be a
pay them off.
finance thing. I didn't
Yeah.
have to pay them off.
Yeah. Yeah, I
He
agree.
saved us a few bob.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
No,
what's it done? What's it
if
done?
you getting rid of the coach for the negativity in the dressing room, all that kind of stuff, the backroom stuff can't go with it really. It's the whole and the style of play, just all of it. You just need to, if you're getting rid of a manager, you just need to bring somebody fresh in for the rest of the season to even just Mason, I guess, probably would have been a lot better than
I
what
would
we've got.
take Ryan Mason's ably supported by. I mean,
One
people
of the
even
other guys.
said Redknapp, get him. He'll do an assistant's job, or he'll
Old
do
Harry.
something, or Yaya from the academy, or
Yeah.
Jermaine Defoe from the academy, Chris Powell, who's got management experience, he's in the academy as well. It's not
Hmm.
like we couldn't get a team of coaches to get us through the last, whatever it was, 10 games.
Yeah.
My only relief is now 7, and I can. I've given up this season, so
Yeah. We all have, Sean. We all have. I think we've all given up. We've all given up hope.
it's the hope that kills, as
It
they
is the
say.
hope that kills. But talking of 7 games, we have Newcastle on Sunday, and we have Man United in the midweek on Thursday, I think you said, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then Liverpool 3 days later. Yay. Yay! The best three fixtures we could all hope for at a time like this. Any positive thoughts? I think you said you didn't expect any
Nil
points.
points.
Yeah,
No.
no points. Maybe
Newcastle will rebound from their thumping by Villa and beat us comfortably. Manchester United will probably just turn up and win. And
Manchester United will always. We've never winning against them lately. So
no,
we're
and
not going to start now.
Liverpool. They don't really have to do much to beat us at
When was the
Anfield.
last time? Even with this Liverpool team this season, they still only. I think we only drew with them last time we played.
No, we lost to them at home.
We lost to them. We lost.
When
there
they
you
were
go.
playing
There
rubbish.
you go. We lost, didn't we? So yeah, and we haven't won against them.
That was the classic Eric Dier.
Years.
I'm trying to head back to my goalkeeper.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. We haven't won against Liverpool in years, so we're not going to start winning now when we're on this downward trajectory. So yeah, I might actually join you in that 0 points in the next 3 games because I can't see where they're going to come from personally.
And you know we're playing. Well, our last 2 home games after Manchester United are Palace, where Uncle Roy
is that Palace at home, isn't it?
Palace is at home, and Brentford are at home. Is at home as well.
Right.
I cannot, Brentford. It's the last team we need to play because they'll just do a De Zerbi on us and make us look pathetic.
But hey, Juice is saying Goodness dropped 2 points. I think that's all we can hope for now as Spurs fans. That Man City
have you noticed how the media are not buying into the bottle job? They won't accept that it will be a bottle job that if Arsenal lose the title. They've been there since week 2.
Oh, yeah.
They've been top of the table since week 2. If they lose the title, it's the only thing that's going to make me live through the summer.
Hilarious. It will be hilarious. Yeah. I really hope City can take
it. But they've got to win all their games. Henry Winter in particular has been particularly bad, saying they're not bottling it. They've got to go to Newcastle. Look what happened to them at St James's Park last season.
Please, City, please.
And the thing is, I don't want Man City either because they represent all that's wrong with modern football as well.
We don't want Man City, but I mean, we've got to take what we can get, Sean, and there's no one else right now. So it's got to be City, like over and above Arsenal any day, right?
Yeah.
That's all we've got. That's the hope we've got right now. It's sad, sad days.
The hope that kills.
We ain't winning 5 of the last 7. Yep, that's right. I don't even think we've got any.
I don't think we're going to win our home games, let alone our away games. We go to Leeds United on the last game of the season, possibly. No, we're not. No, don't be silly, Sean. We're not going to beat Leeds United even. Oh, I've given up. I've given up completely. I'm not caring anymore. I'm not depressed. I'm just not caring. I just don't care. Because I have a tradition of attending the last home games of the season, I will go to the Brentford game. But no, the other. And I wish I'd known about the sort of don't put your ticket on the ticket exchange for Man U. Because I think that's there's an organisation changed for Tottenham. They're all over Twitter, and they've come up with this idea that season ticket holders shouldn't attend the Manchester United game. It's just one game. It's on telly. You can watch it on telly, but don't put your ticket on the ticket exchange.
An empty stadium.
And so the TV will see empty seats because that's what affects Levy. It's money. People not spending.
I agree, but you're not gonna convince anyone. There's people will go. People will go.
Well, people aren't selling. I think as a point of protest, rather than saying don't renew your season ticket, that is ridiculous. But I think for a one-off game, which you can see on TV,
I just feel like, regardless of people's views, I think some people will just go because
people will go. Yes, but I think it's worth trying something and making the gesture.
We've got to do something, right?
I mean, we're no closer to knowing who the coach is, and I've had an email saying your season ticket needs renewed. Well, our bench needs renewed. Our players need renewed. You know, you need renewed, and you want a
Our
grand
back
out of me.
line needs renewed.
You,
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they frozen the price is
It is
small
ridiculous, Sean.
small beer, and it's also after the horse has bolted. You know, it's like
Yeah. Yep. I mean, something needs to change, but I just don't know what it's gonna be. It's
you
not
know,
gonna.
other than we finishing outside of Europe because that affects the pound, shillings, and pence.
Well, it affects what manager comes to us as well, I guess, as well, doesn't it?
Well, it might mean that
What
you would get a
players might
manager who
come?
wants to be there.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Play the kids. Play the kids. Get them in. Get them from the academy. You know, the academy actually results recently have been really good. They've been
Yeah,
getting
they
to
have.
finals,
Yeah.
and I would
We've
rather
got some
see
good
Romain
players
Mundell
there.
and Alfie Devine and Dane Scarlett next
Pascotti.
season. You know, given a go. You know,
Yeah.
being coached by a coach who's hungry, wants to be there. None of these pseudo coaches.
But we're not going to get that kind of coach, are we, Sean? Because Levy wants the money. So I don't know.
I mean, I just fear for the decision he's going to make. Another Nuno, 80 days of around the world and getting Ted Lasso.
Everybody, get your popcorn ready. Yeah, we laugh about it, but it's not.
I think
It's a
there's a
serious
talking
thing.
points on Thursday, so maybe that will be
Mm.
discussed.
Manager bingo, seeing who we got.
Yeah.
But
Who
anyway,
knows?
who knows? All right, Sean. I think that's going to do it for today. Thank you for joining me and getting
Yeah.
through this lovely round of ratings that we had.
In
I'd like to say,
in the Burning Clowns show, as
yeah,
Mr. Richard Cracknell says, the Burning Clowns car.
I'd like to say it'll get better as the weeks progress, but
It
I
will
don't
get
know.
better. It will get
Maybe we could
better.
just have a standard twos or threes for people for the next 7 weeks.
I remember us being relegated. I saw us go down to the division below. So, you know, we're nowhere near that, and you know, we're not in the same position as a Southampton or an Everton or a Nottingham Forest. So, you know, let's count our blessings. Other clubs, fans of those clubs, are looking at us, going, "You bunch of self-entitled pricks." You know, you know, you haven't got you haven't got half the problems that we've got, and you're moaning. You know, but if we don't moan, what else can we do? Tottenham Hotspur, we want better for us, for our club.
I don't know what happened, Sean.
I just had a
You
little
talking
mini
away
rant
to
there.
yourself while my
Yeah,
screen, while my face was probably like on the screen. Sorry, so I had some
no
technical issues
worries.
there. But I think we're done. I think we're
We're
over.
done.
We're
We're
done.
over.
We're over. Thank you to everybody that's been watching. Juice Nuts, thank you for being here again, my buddy. And for David Hall as well, you were here, and everyone else that joined us tonight. Thank you so much. Please, please, please like and subscribe to Paxton Road TV. We have lots of new stuff coming for you next season. But stick with us this season because we're getting there. We're getting through the grind. We're getting through the grind.
It's not much further. It's not much longer to go.
7 games to go. But yeah, thank you everyone so much. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next week. Have a good week, everybody. Come on, you Spurs.